3.5 reasons why government must reduce fuel price. The first one is that if you compare Ghana to other West African countries, we are the second most expensive place to buy fuel in West Africa. Now, this is actually the list of countries in West Africa. Senegal sells fuel at, this is last week prices, $1.1 per liter, 1.146. Ours is 1.142, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So in West Africa, we're among the top two, all right? Ivory Coast is 1.07. Liberia, Nigeria, you can understand, is 0.6. They produce a lot of oil, right? Now, the other problem with this is that the only two major oil-producing countries on this list are Ghana and Nigeria in Africa, right? So the argument that Nigeria produces oil, therefore they can sell cheap. What about Sierra Leone, Togo, Benin, Burkina Faso, Mali? All these countries, we pay more than, except Senegal. So the only place in West Africa that they pay more for fuel in US dollars than Ghana is Senegal. And Ghana produces oil, Senegal does not, right? Now let me even show you the most expensive places in Africa where fuel is priced. Look at this. Zimbabwe, 1.6, very high. They don't produce oil. CAR, Central African Republic, no oil. Seychelles, no oil. Malawi, South Africa, no oil. Uganda has been experimenting. Cape Verde produces some oil, 1.18. So look at that. Again, Ghana is the 11th most expensive. And this is 44 countries. All right. Now, this is important because when you come to the cheapest places to buy oil in Africa, there's a relationship between oil production and how cheap it is. Look at it. Algeria, they are like the third largest. Angola, Ethiopia, Egypt, Nigeria. These countries, you buy petrol for less than $0.3 a barrel because majority of these countries, apart from Mauritius and possibly Madagascar and Zambia, are all oil producers. So you can understand why Algeria, Angola, Ethiopia, Egypt, Nigeria sell oil this cheaply. But when you come to the West African list, I think the Ghana case needs to be seriously looked at. You can't tell me that Benin, Togo, all these West African countries are able to make petroleum products cheaper for their citizens. And Ghana, if you go to the list of top African oil producing countries, number 1, Libya, number 2, Nigeria, number 3, Angola, number 4, Algeria. This is the top African oil producers. Libya, Nigeria, Angola, Algeria, Nigeria, Egypt, Congo. Ghana is in the top 10. Before Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Chad, in that order, right? So if you look at this, clearly, Ghana cannot say that our factors domestically are worse than all these countries in West Africa. All right, and look at that. Our oil price per liter of 6.99, when we sum up to 7, is higher than the African average by over $1. Yes, the global average is 9 cedis. But if you take Ghana cedis, almost 7 cedis for a liter of fuel, higher than the African average. And this African average has places like Nigeria with 0.2, 0.6, Algeria and all these places. So clearly, we are paying more than the average African. That doesn't make sense. The other issue is that petroleum prices, we've proved that the tax buildup is the issue. I'm going to show you a chart Joe Jackson discussed with me 2 weeks ago with Toma and me here. We already pay too much consumption taxes. Again, compare Ghana's taxes with the African average. Our taxes are inordinately indirect taxes, right? Our income tax average is lower than other African countries. Ours is 27%, Africa is 31%. But look at consumer taxes. This includes the petroleum taxes and other taxes on expenditure. Go back. Look at it, consumer taxes, yes. Ghana is 35% of our tax buildup, whereas the African average is 25. So we have a 10% point. It means, what does this mean? It's just going to push inflation up. Essentially, consumer taxes, an indirect form of taxation, are too high in comparison to the African average. We need to do better with income taxes. I agree. We need to do better to raise taxes from people in terms of pay as you earn and direct income tax. But this chart suggests that the consumer tax buildup is too high and it's going to cause a lot of problems. The third reason why I think the government must reduce fuel prices is because government workers have enjoyed only a 4% increase in salaries. In fact, for 2021, public sector workers were given a 4% increase in wages, right? 2022, they'll get a 7% increase in wages. What is inflation rate? The basic way of calculating this, if my salary is 1,000 cedis, I'm going to get 4% increase. So 40 cedis more for this year. Compare that to inflation, which is around 11%. So the rate at which prices are changing is higher than the rate at which my wages are changing. Ghanaian public sector workers are worse off. And for next year, they're only going to get a 7% increase. So even for next year, and think about it, if you look at the finance minister's projection for inflation for even next year, it's much higher than 7, right? So this year, inflation is around 10. You're increasing wages by 4%. Next year, inflation is, even if it's going to come down to 9, your wages are increasing by 7%. It doesn't make sense. So basically, workers are worse off, right? So compared to West Africa, we can reduce this. Our tax build-up, too many indirect taxes, makes buying things expensive. No wonder inflation is always double digit. And now, our wages have increased less than 10%. I think that if you couple all of this with the fact that there's so much traffic, now, you may not even buy more petrol, but because of the poorly planned nature of our capital cities and our major cities and the lack of public transport, we don't have trams. A friend of mine was in Tanzania. He says that Tanzania is organized. We are more advanced than Tanzania. Yet, you can get on a tram. Public transport systems work. Ayalolo, we don't know what's happening. BRT, we don't know what's happening. So you sit in an inefficient trotro, it's polluting the environment. If you are driving your own car, you are spending much more petrol and the petrol price is going up. Now, the final point is that petrol affects everything. It's not just transport fares. So petrol affects food, it affects medicine, it affects building materials, because once you have to move goods, the price of petrol is going to affect it. So if the government doesn't reduce the price of petrol and diesel this season, it's going to affect everything. Food prices are going to go up. Building material prices will go up, and people are going to have a very difficult Christmas. So I'm urging the energy minister to have a conversation with his team and look at which components. I think that in good faith to what the MPP said, they must scrap the SPT. That 46 pesos, yes, it came from 17 to 15. You've changed from ad valorem. Just remove it. Because if you play back all you said around the time this SPT was introduced, it's unconscionable. Scrap the SPT. Give us 46 cents plus the 16 cents. Then we can start having a conversation. Hopefully, he who has ears will hear what we are saying.